What's up, y'all? Long time no see. It's Brandon from Flesh and Blood Brothers. Life has really gotten in the way of making content lately, but that's okay. We are fresh off of the Pro Tour Baltimore class constructed tournament. 3 days, 14 rounds of CC and draft, outsiders draft, and then it all culminates to the top eight. And here we have the final two, Michael Fang and Mara Ferris. Mara's up and coming. Her stock is definitely rising, not only as an artist doing altars and original works, but also a very well respected and highly respected Dromai player and Dromai pilot. She battled through multiple Lexies and probably Oldhams throughout the day, and the draft rounds ended up here in the finals against Michael Fang, absolute beast of a man. Just absolutely, if you don't know, the round before this in the top four, Michael Fang played a 2.5 hour marathon against a different Dromai build, with the same deck that he used, obviously in this final match against a different Dromai build. But this man just played a 2.5 hour game, and here he is minutes later playing with $50,000 on the line. And this game was amazing. It was amazing. He went from that 2.5 hour marathon slugfest, just taking his time, taking care of the board state, always making sure he has a 6 power attack in his hand to break the chain of the Ash Wings and Dragons, whatever have you, swung his Titan's Fist patiently, and here he is, minutes later, playing against another Dromai. So everyone's thinking, oh no, do we have another 2.5 hour just absolute marathon on our hands? But to Mara's credit, she does play a quite more aggressive build of Dromai that she's been kind of making her own and working on for a very long time. And Michael knew that this was going to be different than the top four match against the other Dromai player. You can see immediately Michael Fang has the heave. He's got the thunderquakes going. He's got the red glacial footsteps going. He came out pressuring hard with those 7, 8, 9, 10 power attacks every single turn, because he knew in Mara's build there are a lot of 2 blocks, because it's a lot of 0 for 4s, chaining together Ash Wings, chaining together Dragons, Chromai, Asvalai, Kyloria, probably, obviously 3 of each of those. I think we even saw an Uvia here for the extra Ashwing pressure. But you can see Michael had the knowledge and the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm going to swing at you for 8 every turn. You're just going to have to deal with it. And then when Mara comes back with explosive turns of her own, he's got the Stalagmite. He's got he's got the life total to just kind of weather the storm and just say, I'm going to come at you swinging every single turn for 8, 9 damage. So I just wanted to make this video to appreciate the mastery and the mental capacity to go through that 2.5 hour slugfest, that grind, the grindiest of grinds. The Dromai players, Ghostly Touch, I believe, had 20 counters on it. So that just tells you how patient and how methodical Michael Fang was, not only in his top 4 match, but to switch that up minutes later to sideboard correctly, to go, you know what? This is an aggro Dromai with a lot of 2 blocks. I am just going to go ham on these Thunderquakes, Glacial Footsteps, Macho Grandes. I'm just going to come out swinging hard. So you can see we're 4 minutes into the game. Mara's got some Chromai, some Maragai going, just establishing the board. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit and just show you how this game evolves. So 9 minutes in, Michael Fang still has 39 out of 40 life. Mara's been hit a couple times with some big-ish swings down to 32 health. But you'll start to see Michael's plan develop as the games go on. So you see it's Michael's turn, and he's only taken 1 damage so far, and he still has a pretty full hand to deal with or to work with. So yeah, he's gonna do Enlightened Strike, probably for 5 go again, most likely. Yeah, 5 go again. So, a lot of Oldhams you'll see, just choose 7 in Arsenal, but he follows it up with a freaking Endless Winter. So 5 go again comes in, and then a swing for 8. He's just going right to the face. He's saying, okay, you have a few dragons out there. Big deal. I'm going to go 5 to you, 8 to you. Really put the pressure on your life total. So you can already see a gap starting to form. So it looks like Mara has... I'm not sure how many cards she has in her hand right now. I think she's just checking to see if it was fused or not, and there's frostbites involved with that. So it looks like she still has her full hand and choosing to block with only 1 card, looks like. Again, Mara's build is very aggressive. It thrives off of chaining together long combat chains. She uses things with Rupture like Breaking Point. Breaking Point was an MVP of the weekend, so credit to her for including that tech. Knowing that Lexi was going to be relevant, really pressured the Arsenal with Command and Conquers and Breaking Points all weekend. Huge credit to her for that. That card really, really paid off dividends. So yeah, again, he presented 5 go again and 8. Mara took some damage. She's down to 22 already. We're 11 minutes into the game. 16 minutes in, another Enlightened Strike 5 go again, followed up by a 5 draw a card to have an Arsenal. Like, Michael just knew, I just need to go at Mara and just say, I'm going to just pressure your life so hard that by the time you get this big board of dragons, it's not going to matter. He still has 36 health. Mara's down to 18, and we're 17 minutes into the final match of the day. So again, if you watch this and then watch the top 4 match that Michael had against the other Dromai, it's just night and day the game plan, night and day the philosophy, night and day the sideboard. So look at this. This is Mara's first attack on the chain. He's like, okay, you got some board state going. You don't have any resources floating. I'm going to give you a frostbite and make you deal with it. So again, 18 to 34. The gap is large. He can now use his life as a resource to keep his big hands. And so that just shut down the turn, essentially. And here he comes with a Spinal Crush. It's just crazy. And, he's got 1 card in hand that could be a pummel in his arsenal. You don't know. But he's just coming 9 to the face. Every turn, he's just swinging big right at Mara. It's 18 to 34, 17 minutes into the game after coming off a 2.5-hour slugfest marathon. Just huge credit. And so here, you see the 2 block, 3 block, 2 block, Furnace, pretty good. But again, there's the pummel. See, just so now that 9 is now 13. Mara's going to shed more cards from her hand. She wants a big hand to go off on her own turn, but Michael is just shutting it down. He has the answers. He knew exactly how to attack this particular 80 cards that Mara brought to Pro Tour Baltimore. It is absurd, the shift in game plan, the shift in philosophy that he made after that 2.5-hour slugfest. I cannot emphasize that enough. If any of you have ever played an untimed game of Flesh and Blood, you know how long a 2.5-hour game and what toll that can take on you. And so here, Mara's trying to get going, some chroma action, and bam, there's a block with Chokeslam to put Dromai in the graveyard. And Mara does have the floating action point from the effect, but all you have left is a 1 damage Ashwing and a 1 damage Uvia. And Michael's got 34 health to 12. It's just really, really, and there it is, another Command and Conquer. So that's 6, 1 floating, no tunic resource, so no threat of pummel. But yeah, just the pressure stays on. And then here you go. I skipped ahead a couple turns. Here's another Endless Winter just coming at you. And now it's lethal because Mara's down to 6. So it's just the constant pressure, the constant shortening the game clock, not letting the board get established, not letting the big lines of aggression get out of control on Mara's side, and saying, you know what, I'm going to just use 1 card to block as a 6 attack or higher to make Phantasm go away. Your Gogan's not going to resolve, and I'm going to come back with a 9 damage attack. And now you see Mara had to give 3 cards to that 1 attack. And now Michael's got an arsenal. He drew 4 cards back up, and all she can respond with on this turn is Dust Up, use the Snapdragons 1/1/1 with these 3 weaker dragons. It's just not looking good, and Michael has just had the pedal to the metal. He's taking long breaths. He's starting to realize she's down to 2 now. Another 8 damage, Glacial Footsteps on the way. There you go. 3 cards. Now what? She's going to have 1 card in hand, 1 arsenal, and some 1 damage dragons. 28-2. Just masterfully done by Michael. So here we are with 29 minutes in. 29 minutes in, another Command and Conquer is coming at you. And we have the tunic counter, and we have 1 resource floating. So this reeks of a Command and Conquer plus pummel. And there it is. So Michael Fang just plays an absolutely masterful game after a 2.5-hour methodical slugfest against another Dromai player. So 2 Dromais in a row. This one was dispatched under 30 minutes for the $50,000. Yeah, can't say enough about his ability as a player. And of course, all the credit in the world goes to Mara as well for making it to the finals of Pro Tour Baltimore on a Dromai list that a lot of people were saying wasn't up to snuff with Lexi, Oldham, the other top dogs in the tournament. So congrats to both players. And I really just wanted to highlight Michael Fang's ability to completely change his strategy and philosophy from one game to the next and earn that $50,000 and that title of Pro Tour champion. So really sad I missed out on the event. Starting a new job, which is sensational. It's my dream job. Can't ask for anything better right now. But yeah, I was not able to travel to Baltimore and see everyone. But wow, just what a game and what a weekend. Flesh and Blood is really, really hot right now. It's on the rise. Dusk Till Dawn was announced and spoiled a little bit this weekend as well in Baltimore. Everyone's excited to get Shadow Room Blade and Light Illusionist and other things going. So I'm excited as a player. I'm excited as a collector. And yeah, credit to Michael Fang and Mara for the sensational turnouts, the sensational play over 3 days, mind you. And Michael, 2.5 hours and then 29 minutes to just seal the deal. Amazing pivot, amazing game plan. It worked to perfection. So I'm speechless. That's enough for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.